Well, in this video, I want to show you how to create an implicit derivative in GeoGebra and then how to use the CAS computer algebra system to solve an equation using GeoGebra. So I'm on the online version of GeoGebra, and I'll make sure you click on the classic option. And this is part one of the lab, the first implicit curve. I've already typed this into the input bar, and we see the curve graphed over to the right. So the first thing I want to do is get the derivative. So if you just start typing implicit derivative, you'll see a list come up. And I want implicit derivative. Notice right here it gives you a function, and this is really two different input. So this is really a 3D function. I want to think of it like that. So in order to define this implicit derivative, I need to enter this function. So y times y squared minus 1 times y minus 2. But now if I plug in an equal sign, you'll see you get an error in GeoGebra. So instead of an equal sign, I'm going to do minus, and then type the right side, x times x minus 1 times x minus 2. And this we get the implicit derivative, and you should be able to show that you get the same thing if you do the implicit derivative by hand. It's a little easier to see. So the one thing you have to do is you basically just have to set the curve equal to 0. And I can just subtract the left or to the right, and I get the same exact function over here. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to have you do on this lab, a nice feature of GeoGebra, is the CAS, the computer algebra system. So on the upper right, you want to click these three parallel bars. It gives a list of options over here. And you want to click on the view. You have those different options. Make sure you click on the view option. There's only two windows right now, the algebra screen, that's the input bar, the graphics screen. You want to click on CAS. And then you'll see another screen open up. And now in the CAS, what I want to do, and in the lab, I'm going to have you solve for when this derivative equals 0, which you should be able to solve by setting this numerator equal to 0. But we should get the same answer if we use the solve command. So I'm going to click on solve, and you want to have it to be an equation in x. And I could type in this function again. I could type in 3x squared. I'll do this a couple ways. 3x squared minus 6x plus 2. Oops. 3x squared minus 6x plus 2 equals 0. Click on enter, and I'll have the answer here. I could also do solve equation in x. And since in my GeoGebra, the implicit derivative is defined as c of x comma y, if I do c parentheses x comma y equals 0, I'm going to get the same exact answer because that's setting the implicit derivative equal to 0, and GeoGebra knows to ignore the denominator, and we're looking for when the numerator equals 0.